What's up, everybody? Showing on the road really quick. I gotta help somebody with their computer. Just wanted to make a video really quick. I think I'll make another one tonight. I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna redo the Epstein one, the final Epstein one that I'm gonna do, just because there's different information that I've found and so on. But I really want to get that wrapped up because that's really a dead horse getting beat right there. Especially with all the information we now know. I mean, you know, you got people, oh, they deleted all the information, that's why it doesn't look so bad. No, I think that it just really was a nothing burger. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You're going to start hearing all these shills and black pillars, the fake MAGA influencers and so on here shortly, tell you that Trump gave up in Minnesota. And that is an absolute lie. What Trump did, and Tom Homan did in Minnesota, was have local officials bend the knee so that we are now going to have the worst of the worst, basically, just like the website says, picked up right at the prison and jail cell levels, instead of having to go out onto the street and do these operations. Now, the reason that they're pulling back a bunch of officers is because of that. It's because now they've gotten everybody, as far as they know, off the street who was the worst of the worst. That's how successful they were in Minnesota. Now, it started with Greg Bovino when he was needed, and it worked out really, really well, you know. They needed Bovino because he was the heavy hand that would come in and deal with the rioters, the insurrectionists, and so on. But then when he sent in Tom Homan said, look, guys, you want ICE out of your state, the large numbers of ICE out of your state, you're going to have to work with us. That's the way it is. You got to work with us. We got to get these guys. They're literally, there's this many people because not only are we, A, already dealing with violent offenders, but B, we're dealing with lunatic, SSRI, infested fucking weirdos who want to keep rapists and pedophiles in their communities, okay? Violent ones. So now that that's all said and done, what they're going to do, and this was at the press conference today, is they're going to limit ICE operations a bit. That means they're going back to normal levels. So what does normal levels mean? It means that they'll still be carrying out operations on normal illegals because the people voted for mass deportations. The people are going to get mass deportations, which is exactly what Tom Homan said.
We now have the ability to arrest criminal aliens in the safety and security of jails throughout the state at the time they're being released, like we've done in other states. I have also received commitments from state and local law enforcement that they will respond if federal law enforcement is being impeded or assaulted. They will shut down unlawful agitator activity, including arresting agitators involved and seeing them follow through. And we're seeing them follow through on those commitments. We've seen this past weekend that the state and local law enforcement have taken action when it comes to public safety. Taking public safety threats off the street, ICE here in this state have located 3,364 missing unaccompanied alien children. Children that the last administration lost and weren't even looking for. We will continue to enforce Title VIII immigration law throughout this nation. Prioritizing national security threats and public safety risks makes sense. But I'll continue to say over and over again, if you are here in the country legally, you're not exempt from our immigration laws. If we encounter you, we'll take appropriate enforcement action. For those that say we are backing down from immigration enforcement or the promise of mass deportations, you are simply wrong. Look at the data. Record number of arrests and deportations under President Trump's first year. And we'll continue that effort. Prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats doesn't mean we'll forget about everybody else. We will take action on everybody else.
He makes it clear. They're continuing ICE operations just at smaller levels of ICE, normal levels of ICE officers on the ground. So they're still deporting their friends and neighbors, as Jacob Frey tried to say, oh, we won the fight. And you get Tim Walz, we won the fight, ICE out, blah, blah, blah. It's not the case. It's gaslighting for their insane base. So what you'll find is you're still going to see probably videos of the crazies kind of messing with ice on the ground. Although I think, personally, Tom Homan's a pretty smart dude, so I almost wonder if he's going to take a break from the normal deportation arrests for a moment to let these idiots die down and go back to their meth caves and, forget about all of it, and then resume again once they're not together as much. But we'll see what happens there. I mean, honestly, I already know, based on what he said, they're not stopping for good, if they even stop at all. So it is what it is. You can listen to these black pillars, or you can listen to the people doing the work. That's where I'm at with this. Like, it's so tiring. They did this all through Trump's first term, towards the midterms. These same fake MAGA did this towards 2020 as well, found reasons to mischaracterize things Trump did and so on. It's absolutely ridiculous that people keep falling for this nonsense, these grifters, but here we are. So, at the end of the day, he is honestly, we're getting shit done. Lefties are melting now because a few left-wing publications, I can't remember the one that it was, but they're freaking out because ICE is actually expanding operations across the United States. Who was it? It was like Tech something, a tech magazine. I think it was Wired, maybe. Wired wrote an article about how they're expanding operations, building new facilities for all sorts of things. Okay? So when you hear people on the right melting down about Trump backing down and, oh, this is not what I voted for type nonsense, please understand that the left doesn't see it that way. They see what's really going on, and that's an expansion of everything across the board for ICE. So be careful who you follow, be careful who you listen to. There's a concerted effort to undermine Trump, the Trump administration, and all the good work that they've been doing. If you don't understand that they've been doing good work, you've fallen victim to the nonsense. That's really what it comes down to. I hate to break it to you, but that's just the reality of the situation. So having said all that, that's my video for right now. Research what I said. That video is on Fox Now. Tom Homan, it says ICE out at the top with Tom Homan below it. You can easily see this. You can also easily see that maybe 5 people from the press even showed up to the event from the way it looked. Not too interested in it now that nobody cares about Minnesota for the most part. National spotlight has been taken off. Most people don't even remember Renee Good, the terrorist, or Alex Petty, the terrorist. None of these people. Just another sensational headline from 2 idiots who did stupid things and got dealt with, that they ran with for about 2 or 3 weeks, about a month, and it's over, right? So keep all that in mind as well. Pay attention to your president. Pay attention to who you voted for. Pay attention to his cabinet members. Listen to what they're doing. Look on the White House website at what Trump's gotten done. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, like, you're not going to hear this from a lot of these podcasters and a lot of these black pillars. You're just not. Anyway, guys, until next time, y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you soon, maybe even possibly again tonight. Later.